I'm Jamie Caswell with the National Mining Association. I'm talking today with Scott Paul, President of the Alliance for American Manufacturing, a nonprofit, nonpartisan partnership formed by America's leading manufacturers and the United Steelworkers. Today we're discussing America's need to secure its supply of critical minerals for our economic and national security. Good morning, Scott, and thank you for joining us today. According to an Alliance for American Manufacturing report released in May 2013, supply chain vulnerabilities threaten national security and defense. Could you explain some of the dangers of military dependence?
Certainly. With the closing of factories across the United States and the exodus of U.S. manufacturing jobs overseas in the past 3 decades, our country's critically important defense industrial base has deteriorated significantly. The U.S. now relies heavily on imports for key parts of our military procurement. Consider that we are not mining enough of the critical minerals and metals needed to produce important weapon systems and military supplies, like night vision devices, which are made with rare earth elements and enabled Navy SEALs to hunt down Osama bin Laden, for example. Major disruptions in foreign supply chains could put the health of America's defense industrial base and our national security in jeopardy.
And what could cause these supply disruptions?
Well, there are many factors. Poor manufacturing practices in offshore factories can produce poorly performing products. Shoddy manufacturing can be inadvertent, but it can also be part of an attempt to cut costs and boost profits, or worse, an intentional act to damage U.S. capabilities. Natural disasters, domestic unrest, or changes in government also threaten to cut or halt production and exports at foreign factories and mines. And lastly, foreign producers can sharply raise prices or halt sales to the U.S. whenever they want. These changes can result from a variety of issues: political or military disputes with the United States, the desire to sell to other countries, the need to attract more sources of foreign investment and production, or foreign nations wanting to keep raw materials for their own use. But regardless of the reason, it is tremendously dangerous to the United States.
Can you give us some examples of minerals that are critical to national security and their applications?
First, there's lithium, which is used in batteries. Lithium-ion batteries are lightweight and they last a long time, and they're low maintenance, and they are used widely in military systems. And then there is lanthanum, which is needed to make night vision devices. Also, high-tech magnets. Neodymium iron-boron magnets are critical to our ability to design new military applications. And beryllium is particularly important. It is integral to surveillance technologies used in weaponry that detects and destroys improvised explosive devices and tactical minefields. It's also used in military helicopters, in armor for military vehicles, and in communication technologies. And there are other rare earth elements used in radar, satellite communications, sonar, jet engines, and land mine detectors. The problem is that the United States is now at a competitive disadvantage because we rely on foreign suppliers for most of these minerals. We also increasingly look to China for raw materials to keep our country safe. But in recent years, China has imposed export restrictions on minerals like rare earths, forcing prices to increase by nearly 300% and tightening the supplies available to American manufacturers. China has also moved aggressively offshore to guarantee access to natural resources. Allowing our defense industrial base to keep shrinking and our dependence on foreign manufacturers to keep growing will only make America weaker and less secure.
So what might you suggest as a solution to this growing problem?
There is a solution to these escalating supply concerns, one that would both boost America's security outlook and the economy. And that solution is to develop our own domestic reserves of key natural resources. Simply put, America is home to $6.2 trillion worth of key minerals and metals that protect both our country and our troops. The extraction of these minerals would also generate a number of other crucial minerals for which we're facing tight supplies. For example, copper ore contains rhenium, selenium, and tellurium, along with small amounts of rare earth elements. And zinc ore contains indium, germanium, and cadmium. But under the current mineral mining permitting process, which is marked by unnecessary delays and redundancies at the local, state, and federal levels, it can take up to 10 years to secure approval to a mine for these countless and other minerals in the United States. That's 5 times longer than it takes in countries with comparably stringent environmental standards such as Australia and Canada. Encouraging domestic mineral production and establishing secure mineral supply chains for our military would put our national security back into our own hands. It would help us avoid potential defense supply chain choke points and prevent disruptions. For the United States, a stable and robust mineral supply is, and will continue to be, a strong pillar supporting the nation's global competitiveness, a key driver of our technological prowess, and the foundation for countless national defense applications. Allies and competitors alike have enacted policies to address minerals security, and it's time for the United States to do the same. A reformed permitting process for minerals mines is a long overdue first step.
Scott, anything else you'd like to share about the importance of domestic minerals mining to our nation's future?
Yes. Self-reliance has always been an American virtue and the key to our nation's success and prosperity. Manufacturing is important for job creation and a strong economy, and it's essential for our national security. A steady supply of domestic minerals and metals is critical for all of these things. For an even brighter future, America must look to its own resources and must streamline the permitting process currently in place.
Thank you for talking with us today, Scott.